All right, next let's look at the definition of division and the anatomy of division. So there's four basic terms when it comes to division of numbers. So it's divisor, dividend, quotient, and remainder. And so the dividend will be divided by the divisor, and the result will be the quotient, and there may or may not be a remainder. If the divisor is a multiple of the dividend, then the remainder will be 0. So let's look at an example of this. So if we have 6 divided by 3, and that's equal to 2, the dividend is 6, and it's being divided by the divisor, and the result that we get is the quotient. So 6 divided by 3 is equal to 2. Now, what I said up here is that if the divisor is a multiple of the dividend, so here the divisor is 3, and 6 is a multiple of 3. The dividend is a multiple of the divisor, so the remainder will be 0. There is no remainder. If the divisor is not a multiple of the dividend, then the remainder is not 0. So the remainder is not 0. The remainder will be a value between 0 and the value of the divisor. So let's look at this example. So again, we've got 6 divided by 4. So instead of 6 divided by 3, now we've got 6 divided by 4. Our dividend is 6. It's being divided by our divisor, which is 4. And the quotient that we get, our result, is 1 remainder 2. Okay, so this one we have a remainder. So how do we get a remainder? So we've got 6 divided by 4. And when we look at how many times 4 will go into 6, it'll go into 6 one time. And so 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract those, and we get 2. And that's our remainder. We get a remainder of 2. So we have 1 remainder 2. If the remainder, if there is a remainder, it can be written in the following quotient form. So we can have the quotient times the remainder over the divisor. All right, apologize here, my tablet is freezing up a little bit. Yeah, I think it's come back. Okay, so it's the quotient times the remainder, a fraction of the remainder over the divisor. So in this example up above, we had 6 divided by 4 gives us this result of 1 remainder 2. But we can think of 6 divided by 4 as being the quotient here with the remainder over the divisor. So that's going to be 1 2/4. And so 2/4 can be reduced down to 1/2. So we could write 6 divided by 4 as 1 remainder 2, or equivalently as 1 1/2.